Gettysburg, July 3rd, 1863. You are standing on the westward slopes of Cemetery Ridge, just behind the center of the Union line. Through 2 days of desperate fighting, neither army, Union or Confederate, has been able to gain a decisive advantage. General Meade and his Union Army have fought a strong defensive battle against waves of Confederate attacks. But today, General Lee believes his army can deliver a crushing blow. He will risk a frontal assault against the Union center on Cemetery Ridge. An attack on the Union center is Lee's last hope for victory. At 1 o'clock, 150 Confederate cannon open fire. Union guns thunder back. The massive bombardment continues for nearly 2 hours.
The earth, mountains, and sky seem to open and darken the air with smoke and death-dealing missiles. The earth seems unsteady, the air agitated by the wings of death.
The field is covered in thick smoke. Neither side can see its targets. By 2:30 p.m., the Confederates begin to run short of ammunition. At General Longstreet's nod, commanders shout orders, and the Confederate infantry step out of the woods and rise up from the fields. 12,000 strong, they begin to march. A mile away, some 7,000 Union troops await their advance.
To say none grew pale and held their breath at what we saw would not be true. An overwhelming, resistless tide of an ocean of armed men sweeping upon us.
Slowly but steadily, we marched forward. At every step, some poor fellow would fall, and as his pitiful cry would come to my ear, I almost imagined it the wail of some loved one he had left at home.
The Confederates traverse 1,000 yards in parade ground order, closing ranks where Union artillery tears holes in their line.
Our men reserved their fire and allowed them to come so far as in their judgment was far enough, and then blazed upon them such a withering musketry fire as literally mowed them down.
Under this terrible crossfire, the men reeled and staggered between fallen comrades, but all knew the purpose. The mingled mass rushed toward the stone wall.
In minutes, scores of men fall on both sides. Union soldiers overwhelm the Confederate attackers.
The line springs. The crest of the solid ground with a great roar heaves forward its maddened load. The last and bloodiest fight of the great Battle of Gettysburg is ended.
The Union Army has triumphed. General Lee and the Confederates have gambled and lost. Their chance for victory in Pennsylvania is gone, and they have lost thousands of soldiers and many valuable leaders. Some 6,000 are dead, wounded, or captured. What propelled the Confederates forward against such odds? What compelled the Union men to sustain the fight? The same questions could be asked of soldiers, Union and Confederate, on many battlefields of this war.
You ask me if the thought of death does not alarm me. I will say that I do not wish to die. I myself am as big a coward as any could be. But give me the bullet before the coward. when all my friends and companions are going forth.
The man who does not dread to die or to be mutilated is a lunatic. The man who, dreading these things, still faces them for the sake of duty and honor is a hero.
Across the generations, this scene has continued to abide in memory as a moment when the acts of men shaped the fate of a nation.
In great deeds, something abides. On great fields, something stays. Forms change and pass, bodies disappear, but spirits linger to consecrate the ground for the vision place of souls. Generations that know us not are heart-drawn to see where and by whom great things were suffered and done for them.
We now invite you to spend a few minutes with the painting.
And ladies and gentlemen, do take advantage of this time to walk around and see all the parts of the painting you haven't yet viewed, and I'll tell you about its history. This is the original. This is oil paint on canvas, depiction of Pickett's charge. It is now 132 years old. It measures 42 feet in height, 377 feet in circumference. That makes this oil painting the largest on display today in all of North America. It was painted in only 11 months in 1884 by the French artist Paul Dominique Philippotteau and a team of 20 assistants. Now originally it was displayed in Boston in 1884. It did not come to Gettysburg until 1913 for the 50th commemoration of the battle, and it's remained in Gettysburg ever since. It opened up in this building in 2008 after undergoing 5 years of cleaning and restoration work. So everything you're seeing today, including how it's displayed with the canopy, with the real ground blending with the paint, this is just how this showed in the 1880s when so many Civil War veterans saw it. If you have other questions, there are 2 of us here on the platform to help answer. Certainly thank everyone for visiting with us today.
Besides looking at glass or something.
He licked it? We're gonna get
in between.